everyone. Welcome to Scrap Saturdays. This is Monica. I hope you're all doing well. I decided to finally crack into more of my stash since I've been playing with my hip kits for the last few weekends. I had this Felicity Jane kit. It's the one and only kit that I ever purchased, and I don't know when it's from, and I don't know what it's called. So now that we have that out of the way, don't ask me because I don't know. Maybe my stamp set says what it is, right? I don't know. I'm so bad with things like that. I just thought, you know what? I have never really played with it. So we have to use it up because I really had so much fun with my other kits. I thought, wow, let me just pull this out and see what we've got here. And looky. I remember that this was one that came with a pink Paisley paper add-on. So not all of these papers are Felicity Jane exclusives. Like this one that I'm cutting up with these beautiful pink polka dots is. The wood grain that I started with at the beginning, the very light one is. But then most of them, I think you guys recognize it's the pink Paisley ones, which I really love. I love wood grain. And I think that's why I purchased this Felicity Jane one, because I really liked it. And then other than that, it's just their stamp sets that I normally get. So I'm just trying to get inspired. I need to create some layering pieces. So that's why I'm cutting up the paper. I'm looking at this chevron and I really like the direction of it. So you know my 8.5 by 11 is going to have to have that going right down the middle, because usually my layouts are centered. So I really like that. And then that's it. I think I kind of flipped through it and I'm like, no, I have enough. I think that's going to get me through. And then I'm just going through the box because I think I created two or three layouts with this. No, 2 layouts with this kit already. And I love this wood grain. It's awesome. It's just delicate or something. I don't know. This is a photo of myself and my hubby Alan. And I was trying to decide whether or not I was going to cut off that manufacturing strip, and then I just decided to flip over that piece of patterned paper with the pink polka dots. Tongue twister. And I really like the way it brought in a pop of color. And then from there, I think it kind of sent me in a direction like I didn't really know what I was going to do. I always kind of know that I like my style. I know that I like to cluster things into the middle. And then I found this little piece of the rose paper, and I made a whole layout out of with my wedding picture with this rose paper from Felicity Jane. But then I said, yeah, I think everyone out there is telling me you should fussy cut those roses, and it's not my favorite thing to do. It's like, ugh. So I don't make you watch me do it because honestly, ta-da, see, it's all done now. It takes me like a half an hour. Like, I am not kidding. It is my least favorite thing. I actually just bought some stamp sets from, I think it's called Atnu. I hope I'm saying it right. I bought it from Simon Says Stamp, and I got a feather one, and I got some roses and a hydrangea one, and oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. I'll have to do a video with it. But my favorite part about those stamp sets was that it comes with a coordinating die. Yes, that's right. No fussy cutting because I have no patience. Even to cut these tags, like I was thinking, what is wrong with me? I could barely see the line, and I was like, oh, I don't know. In the end, I don't really use these tags. I think these are printed on like sticker paper, adhesive backing paper. And right now they felt good in my hands until I realized that it's sticker paper after. And then I don't like the quality of it. And I didn't think at that time when I was peeling it off to stick it onto some cardstock and then recut it so that it could have more strength to them. I just didn't use them. I was like, oh, no, I don't want this. It's too thin. It wouldn't stand as a tag the way I needed it. But I still cut out some more things. I was still cutting out some of the labels that came with the Felicity. I think these are like they're printables and they print them on the adhesive backing. I don't know if they still do that, but these ones they did. And so I was just going to cut out another tag. I think it's got the roses at the top. I'm not sure. I'm sort of out of frame and I apologize for that. But I mean, unless you want me to have like a 360 camera in my room, there's really, I mean, I've been trying to work with my camera. So I was using a webcam before, but then I didn't like the lighting and I didn't like the, you know, the autofocus on it. So now I'm like, okay, let's try to go back to my camera, which takes a little bit longer to upload, but that's okay because I think the quality is better. So I'm really trying. Like I like watching good quality videos that people take time to put up. So I'm trying my best to, you know, work with what I can and make it better. So now I move everything off my layout. Oh, here I'm just stapling those 2 stickers at the bottom, but you know what? I realize that they're stickers now and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I have to peel off these sticky parts. And I don't even know. You guys are just looking at white piece of paper. Cue the elevator music. So yeah, I don't even end up using these stickers at the bottom. So, like I said, something about them, they just don't have enough strength to them. I don't know what word to use, but that's what I felt. But for now, I'm like, okay, you guys can go right here. Yep, right there. And then what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be misting my background. So this is Sweet Mint in the Heidi Swap, which is my favorite. It's my favorite color on earth, which matches my Fitbit, as you can see, because that's my favorite color on earth. If you don't know, that's my favorite color on earth. And so I'm trying to kind of get to the edges. At first I was trying to like do a splattering thing, but I don't know. And I'm just measuring to make sure that you can see what I'm doing, because that's another pet peeve of mine. I'm not a very negative person. I think I'm a very positive person, but I have a few pet peeves. And on number 17 on my pet peeve list is when you do beautiful misting and all this kind of, you know, mixed media, and then you can't see the deliciousness. It makes me a little bit sad. So yeah, most of that gold is going to go behind the photo, but right now it's pleasing. Right now it was fun to do it. And yeah, buckling paper, pet peeve number 27. But it's okay, right? It's going to straighten out once it's in my album. So I'm loving this. I'm like, wow, I didn't even think I was going to do that, right? Because Alan's shirt is green, but, you know, it kind of went and everything, you know, fell into place, I think. And I'm trying to really spread out my layers. I think I used to do them a lot tighter behind my photos, and now I'm really trying to capture more of the pattern onto that paper. And Felicity Jane, this paper is really good. Other than the circles, I think, which are still pretty small, the patterns are decent to work with. So I really liked it. And the quality of the paper is very good. So I'm using the pink Paisley letters that came in the kit. And I'm going to spell out the word, or the 2 words, book stop. And of course, the letters that I need are like the hardest to find. And I was pausing at first because I need 3 O's, but I only have 2 O's. So I'm going to be turning a Q into an O, and you'll see that shortly. And so the reason I'm titling this book stop is that this is a photo of myself and my husband, Alan. Hi, Alan. He doesn't watch my videos. We were in Pico, in his country of Portugal, or his island of Pico. Well, he doesn't own the island, but that's where he's from. Well, he's not from there. His parents are from there. So we decided on this day, it's like a cloudy, rainy-ish day, and he just wanted to walk up to, this is what we call the Posse. So it's kind of like where everybody congregates, right? There's like benches, there's a mini little chapel. So where we're standing, it's like the foyer to a little outdoor chapel type thing. And it's the crossroads. So like towards behind us, straight behind us, it would take you to the main church. And then to the left of us, it would take you down to like the cafes. Straight up, you'd go up to the mountain. Straight down, you go down to the ocean. So it's pretty basic. Like it's a very basic crossroad. It just takes you like to 4 different places, and there really isn't many places to go. There's only 4 different places to go. But when we stopped at this, you know, congregating meeting little place, my husband's like, oh, I remember this, because he lived here from the ages of 5 until 9. His parents decided to move back from Canada and take their children and live in Portugal. And he said, this is where that, you know, books on wheels or like your library book. I don't know if you guys had that, but we had here. I had that here in Toronto when I grew up. We always had this, it was just like a little mini bus, but it was like a library, and it used to stop at the top of our street so that we could go with our library cards and take out books. And I'm really sorry for my dog barking in the background if you can hear it. I just digress and keep going, but the house was completely quiet until I decided to do this, believe it or not. So he would tell me that he would wait because he loved to get graphic novels, like comics and stuff like that. He's not a reader. It's not his thing, but that's funny to me because he reads a few books, but it's not his favorite thing to do. But it was so special to be able to walk there and to hear, you know, his memories and his stories of what he remembers as a child, and to be in that spot with me was very beautiful. So this whole trip, I mean, I have so many photos and so many stories to tell you if you'd like to hear them. Or you can press mute. No, please don't press mute. No, these are good stories, right? Isn't that so nice? I think it's so nice. So we stopped, and I remember this moment, and I said, "Oh, Alan, that's such a nice story. That's awesome. You know, you remember this," and it was such a vivid memory for him. So I'm like, "Here, let's take a selfie." But the background is a little washed out because my camera or my phone, when there's not enough light, it kind of gives you that kind of photo where it's a little bit more grainy, but I still like it. I think it turned out great. And so now I'm having a lot of fun placing these roses. The paper quality from Felicity Jane is amazing. So that's their printed paper. So it's almost a little bit thicker than normal patterned paper. It's almost like a cardstock. So cutting out these roses, I mean, it took me a long time just because that's a personal thing. But the strength behind them, again, that's the same word I would use because of the stickers that I don't particularly like or not fond of. This is awesome. So for fussy cutting a Felicity Jane piece of paper with these roses, I have to say I really like the end result or the quality of them. And then I believe these are pink Paisley stickers. And this is my second set. I think I got a set of these with one of my Scraptastic kits, and I love this quality of puffy stickers. And I'm going to place down that speech bubble there as well because I think it's going to hold one of my titles. And I just love them. And when I do my embellishments, so this is how I do it. I wanted to say this before. So the first thing I always do is I always try to just work with my paper and my background and my layering. And sometimes I find, and I don't know if this will help any of you, but if I get too far ahead of myself where I want to play with embellishments, that's where it's too indecisive because I think that I'm skipping some steps. Do you know what I mean? So that's my process. I cut up my paper. I think about whether or not I want to do some misting on the background. I come in with all the layerings, and then I, process of elimination. Then I start tucking things in, etc., etc. And now I'm working on my title. This is a piece of overlay or projector paper that I purchased at my local Staples because I wanted to see how it would work since I love my packaging technique. And so I just used my paper trimmer to cut it so I knew that it would be straight. And I cut it to 1.5, I believe, because I wasn't too sure how much room I needed for my letters. And I stick them on backwards. So I start with the last letter of the word and then I move forward, and I'm using my Tombow Mono, and it worked wonderfully because I think my hot glue would have left too much of a raised area and I needed them to be flushed. And even where you see some of that white Tombow peeking through, I can successfully tell you that after it dried, it did not show through at all. And I really liked using this I call it overhead projector paper for two reasons. It's thinner and easier to cut and work with, so it's not as sharp-edged as using packaging, which I still will continue to do because I think it's a great way to recycle. But the second thing that I really liked about this projector paper was that it's very clear. So it didn't give me all those fine line scratches or you know, that kind of fogginess that I might get with packaging. And I just love it. I love being able to place a title like this right centered on top of the clusters that I still make with the paper. So like the stop is sitting on top of like 5 folds of paper that have nothing underneath them. And now I'm going to stick a foam dot underneath there just to support the weight of the title so that the folds or the layers don't crumble underneath that. And now I'm just adding some hot glue, and I usually add them to like the T's or whatever letters go straight off the page. So the curled letters, like the O's, I don't think I added it. So I added it towards the B and on the K. So that's where I put my glue, because if it runs off a little bit, it's still a straight line. Like I can see a bit of glue sticking out from the bottom of that B on the bottom corner there, but I mean, when people are looking at your layouts in your book, your albums, they're not going to be looking for those things, right? And so here's an interesting part where I had to wrestle like this. Woo! It just flew across the my workspace, and I'm thinking, what's wrong with this? I couldn't stick down these sequins, and I remember saying that I loved them in my last video. Well, today I don't like them. They're pet peeve number 32. No, I'm just kidding. I still love them, but I only had like 2 or 3 left, but it was so funny. I was really fighting with them, like horrendously fighting with them. And it's not the sequin's fault. It's my nails. They're not conducive to like playing like right here. You see, I'm like, oh God, you have to get down. You have to go. So my nails don't make it easy, or the dexterity is a little bit lost for scrapbooking. But you know what? I have to sacrifice. The nails have to stay because I'm enjoying them right now. So these are from the Crepe paper. This is from the Hip kit, the enamel dots that I have, because the Felicity Jane kit doesn't come with enamel dots. And these are some Crepe paper stickers, I think. No. They're not. They're Dear Lizzie, I think. I'm not sure. But I really like them. I needed some more pops of gold here and there. As I was saying, I really like the color of the enamel dots because they perfectly match the roses. This Love You sticker, I couldn't decide where I wanted to put it, but I'm sort of going to tuck it in, yeah, right there. Right back there. So yeah, I really love the way this turned out. I love that it's a black and white. Would you call it monochromatic? I don't even know. I stayed within all the same kind of color tones, right? And I really like that. I wasn't expecting, like I didn't even know how I would start with, you know, my vacation photos, or, you know, was I going to do themed paper? And I know there's a really nice, is it Crepe paper that has a really nice summer paper line that I was looking at that I really liked. And I thought, you know, one year I did the simple stories and I ordered the whole collection and I did all of my Cuba photos with it. But then I kind of got bored. You know what I mean? So I just said, you know, I have this. Let's crack it open. Let's get this done. So we're winding down, right? The VersaFine comes out. You know we're almost at the end. A little bit of gold Heidi Shine. Why? Because it makes it so delicious. So yeah, be inspired by your stories and your photos. Be inspired by what you see. I am so grateful for all of you. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, a little bit of that teal, just a little drops here and there. It's so nice. It's so pretty. I just love it. Wow, looks good. I had so much fun making it. I can't even tell you. I think I'm reaching for my summer timestamp. Yeah, here we go. And I think I'm gonna do best friends at the bottom, best friend. And then at the top, I think I'm gonna put summer vacation. Wow, feels so long ago. I think we're ready for another one. It's absolutely freezing here today in Ontario. Again, my friends, a great, big, tight Monica hug, and thank you so much for watching. Take care, guys.